still think of the past. Entering in fullness, entering day after day. Entering in fullness, entering day after day. Your passion, take it from me. I'll swear to you when to make yourself happy. Your passion, your passion, your passion. I'll swear to you when to make yourself a hero.
What is good, people? It is the KOA podcast. I am Sasuke the Savage. He is everything animated. What is good with you fine folks tonight?
Hello, and welcome to the Groundhog Day edition of King of Anime podcast. We are talking about all the classics today, all the goodies. There's some up for Killer Pass, and yeah, that's what we got going on here.
Start of Black History Month, so I must ask people,
Oh,
what have you
I'm
done
sorry.
for Black people today?
hold on. Take it.
What the fuck is that?
The nail clipper.
Oh, I mean, not now, but thank you for the offer.
Okay.
It's funny.
All right.
I got mine's like right next to me too, but that's because like I keep everything on my desk.
Yeah, same. I have this little thing in case anybody wants to sneak up on me.
Oh my god. Well, let me cancel that assassination plan. Get you at a different place.
Oh,
Let's make sure EA's not muted, correct? Y'all can hear EA, right? He's good. He's coming through good. He's not saying
Yeah,
any crazy like French stuff this time.
oui. Parlez-vous français?
I might have hold on. I gotta get ready. All right.
I think I'm good.
But yeah, what is good, people? We have a interesting batch of episodes to get into today. People have seen the thumbnail. We especially have a lot to say, or at least I feel like I got a lot to say with Oshinoko. So, hope you guys enjoy the show. But let's read what the person said. I didn't realize last week, but it was intentional that you would be covering two of Akasaka's series on the podcast at once. Or he said wasn't intentional. No, it was not intentional. The Kaguya thing came to be just because of when EA decided to watch Kaguya-Sama and the fact that we were bereft of a show to watch for Nakama Club, because I didn't choose anything, EA didn't choose anything. So when we already started without having one, there was a void. So EA figured we might as well continue with Kaguya-Sama since we watched the first 3 episodes when we were on last season, where we weren't covering anything from the fall. So it was mere coincidence that we end up watching these shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so worked out for itself, you know?
Yeah.
Wait, so he made Kaguya-Sama and Oshinoko?
Yes.
The same mangaka?
Yes.
Nice. What a track record.
Yeah. So, EA, if I may ask you, I'm coming down with a cold. My glasses literally broke yesterday.
My God.
I'm feeling
Yeah.
I'm feeling down, and I need something. I need something.
Well, you may be on the wrong episode, but you know what? I'm gonna try my best to not give you the blues.
Get ready for the KOA.
It's Miracle!
Well, that's what every anime fan is screaming right now, because the news that I have for you guys is that Crunchyroll, yes, Crunchyroll, a website in which I don't think we've ever brought up in a good way, Like every time we mention Crunchyroll, it's something bad that they're doing. AI
Yeah.
subtitles, the merge with Funimation. It's always something bad. But another bit of bad news. Crunchyroll is increasing their subscription prices for all tiers. There's this 3 tiers, and they're all raising them by $2, which $2 may not seem much if you're on the outside looking in. But you got to think, one of the tiers is like $7.99. So you got to think of like the percentage increase for them to raise it by $2, especially when they're not really offering you anything new per se. Like I saw that they're supposed to let you do like offline downloading, but in my opinion, I don't think that's worth a $2 increase in every single tier. So yeah.
This is from the same company that doesn't do manga anymore. I mean, maybe give me some incentive to like read manga on top of watching anime. They don't even do that. So yeah, download offline so that whenever you go on your plane trip, maybe you could watch anime while you're on plane. But it's like, I agree. Yeah, is that worth it? I mean, no. It used to be Crunchyroll used to be worth it back in the day, like in the 2010s, like early 2010s. That's when I first discovered it. But Crunchyroll, and also it's not like it's covering the costs for. Oh yeah, we help support anime or whatever, because they barely even give that money to the studios anyway. So it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, Crunchyroll is basically just anime Netflix at this point, where
Pretty much.
they charge you more, they give you less, and you will like it because you have nowhere else to go. Unless you want to pirate.
Right, unless you want to yo ho, a pirate's life for me, and sail the 7 seas. Yeah, unless you want to do that, there's no other place.
Kermit Store said, "That's nice. That's a nice excuse to avoid saying he paid you off, but okay. If he paid us off, the check did not clear because of what I'm going to say about Oshi no Ko when we get there. It's a long ways to get there, but just let that be a preview that I got some things to say about Oshi no Ko in my EA voice. I got thoughts and opinions."
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. If Crunchyroll were ever get positive coverage on here, we'll know they're holding you hostage.
For sure. Yeah. If we just, I just start wearing a Crunchyroll. I love this website. It's the only place where I watch my anime. You'll definitely know
so
something's
good.
up.
I love the orange logo that they supply us, and this free T-shirt I got.
The
Oh,
AI
is everything
subtitles
okay?
are easy to follow.
Yeah, the AI subtitles. I mean, they're eventually going to do AI dubbing like Amazon tried to do.
Oh my god!
Did you see that?
No,
When they
yeah.
did the AI dubbing on Amazon, it was so bad.
Did we talk about it? I'm pretty sure if we didn't talk about it on the podcast, we definitely mentioned it to each other.
Yeah, but it's so terrible. It's so choppy and broken. And it didn't even like last a week on Amazon before people were like, get this shit off of Amazon Prime. This stuff is horrible. And sure enough, they did.
And that's another site too, Amazon. But we're not here to talk about capitalism and some of its perpetrators. We are here to talk about anime. All right, specifically anime from the winter 2026 season. But before that, we got to talk about anime that came. I think this anime came out winter 2019, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Either way, we're talking about a older anime, Kaguya-Sama, Love is War, Season 1, Episode 5. EA,
Yes.
your thoughts and opinions on this episode?
To be honest, I think this episode made me a huge fan of Chica. Like, I think she may be my favorite character
Oh wow.
of this series because she is written in a way that she looks like a ditzy character, like she's one of those, tropey, big boob, dummy kind of looking girls. But when you look underneath the surface and you see how she acts, this woman's very, very smart. Almost deceptively smart, because she always seems to get the upper hand between both Kaguya and Shirogane, Shirogane, and it just, I don't know. I like her character really much. Like, it's refreshing always seeing her on screen, and how she's like I said, she's drawn like a trophy character, but she's not at all like that. She's very much different.
She comes from a family of politicians, so she definitely has a little cunning to her character. It's not all pink-haired brains antics that we get with her. It's funny. It's funny that you say that that's your favorite character, because I'm pretty sure I asked the question, like, if we were to be Kaguya-Sama characters, out of the three main people, Kaguya, Shirogane, Chika, which personal KOA reminds you of who? I don't know if this Crepus Storm answered the question. I think he did, but he puts you as Chika, me as Kaguya, and C as Shirogane. And that's kind of if I had to pick one for everybody, that's kind of like the ones I would pick as well. So it's kind of funny. And Kaguya is my favorite character, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
This episode highlighted Chica because there were 3 parts to it, albeit she was highlighted more in the second part. The first part, she did her thing as Detective Chica, and in the third part, while they were both doing this umbrella bit, Chica came through because she's just a good friend. Here you go. You forgot your umbrella, but hey, I'm always here to save you.
Yeah.
And I just love that. She always interjects herself, whether it be for good or for bad.
So, it's funny because we had, like you said, there's 3 parts to this episode, and the first 2 of them aren't really related, but they are when you really think about it. So, Kaguya has to give advice to Kashiwagi, who is one of the characters that we saw previously that got advice from Kaguya. And subsequently, Shirogane gave advice to her now current boyfriend, Tsubasa. And they kind of were both given bad advice, but it kind of worked out to get those 2 together in the end. Yeah. So, so to answer what makes those 2 parts similar, because the second part of this episode is Shirogane trying to learn volleyball, and the reason why the 2 parts are similar is because both Kaguya and Shirogane are doing this thing where they had to protect their reputation. Kaguya as the Shinomiya, representing the Shinomiya family name, and Shirogane his own reputation as student council president. They both are frauding their way to the top, basically. In Shirogane's case, he's actually working hard, but Kaguya sees the love advice as a chance to, kind of be like the big sister type, in a sense of, being a vice president. So they got to take it upon themselves to work at what they're challenged with, despite them not being adept at it at all. So Kashiwagi's whole problem is, I kind of accepted this guy's confession, but I don't really know him at all, so I don't really know if I like him. So I kind of want to just break up with him.
I just said yes without even thinking about anything, and now I'm just like, I don't know this person. I'm good. Can I break up with him?
Well, that was Shirogane's whole plan, was to do the Kabadan thing so that she would be like frightened or excited into just saying yes. So that's kind of the consequence of what, that whole plan, because she didn't really get to know him at all. She it's just like, just take it, just take the money. What the fuck?
Please, I'll go out with you. Just stop doing it.
So yeah. So she's like, yeah, I don't really know him. And Kaguya's whole advice, this time, I would say her advice was pretty good. She just decided that what Kashiwagi should do is just try to get to know him or find like some positive traits that she actually likes about him. Because she was really confused about this whole thing. And, Kaguya, of course, the story relates it to Kaguya herself, because she's talking about some of the things that you could like in a boy. And obviously she's listing things that she loves about Shirogane. And then once Kashiwagi starts thinking about it like that,
his eyes just staring at me,
fierce
with those
glare.
eyes.
She's like, fierce glare, is that supposed to be a good thing?
Right.
And she's like, absolutely, let me tell you. And then she's like, I wonder who has a fierce glare that hangs around you. And then she quickly tried to change the
only
subject.
person you hang around is
Yeah. So that's kind of when Chica comes in, and she dons the alias Love Detective Chica, and her whole
I love
exercise.
how she heard everything.
Oh yeah,
Sorry, I was gonna say she heard everything. Went back to the what was it called? Like the art room,
the drama club.
The drama club. That's right. Got the hat and was like, "Sorry, I didn't come right away. I had to wear this hat to look neat and cool."
You got to dress the part sometimes. That gives you authority.
This is true.
So she decides that an exercise that she's going to do to kind of make Kashiwagi see where she's at in her relationship with Tsubasa is, well, think about him with another girl. How would that make you feel? And Kashiwagi is kind of irritated at the idea, showing jealousy. So she's like, okay, that means there at least is a foundation for you liking him. And Kaguya also does the exercise thinking about Shirogane. And in her imagination, Shirogane is with Chica. So like,
oh my god.
Yeah, and when she thinks about that, she gets heated. And Chica, of course, goes like, yep, the more angry you are about it, the more you're in love with them. And then Kaguya, of course, denies that and says, no, that can't be it. That can't be it. But we all know what it is.
Baka.
Yeah.
Yeah, freaking. But yeah, there's Chica go ahead doing her thing with the big brain, kind of putting things into perspective, making it easy. Instead of taking some advice from somebody that doesn't even know what they're talking about, Chica just puts it in relatively simple terms. How would you feel like if they were with another person? Well, I guess I would hate that.
Yeah.
There you go. You like them.
I think Chica kind of shows the beauty and simplicity, because Kaguya and Shirogane kind of think themselves out of something that could be solved very easily. Whether it be they let go of their pride, ego, whatever it may be. But Chica has like this like one track mind. And because of that, she's able to ram through some of the issues that they themselves try to skirt around and circumvent in various ways, when sometimes you just need to take the straight path. And once Kashiwagi was able to think about it in a way that Chica framed it, it was like, okay, cool. I understand that I like him. And then Kaguya takes it a step further and goes, okay, so now that you identify that you like him, a way to get you guys closer is to have a common enemy. And Chica takes that and goes, yes, you need to fight against the tyrannical government. Society is fucked up. You guys need to band together and riot. And then Kashiwaga's like, yeah, Hell yeah. Fuck the government.
We're gonna fight against the machine.
And Kaguya's just horrified, like, did I just create two anarchists? Like, what are they about to do? And it ends up just being them doing volunteer work together.
Yeah. Hey, it's for a good cause. Donate some money. We can raise. I don't even know what they were doing, but they were raising money for something, and I was just like, "Well, that's sweet." And they're spending more time with each other. Aw, how cute.
Yeah. And
But
then
while that was all happening, yeah, luckily Shirogane is just like out of nowhere, like, huh? What? What's happening? And she just loves that stern look that he gives her just every time. Just not even like faltering, just, oh, that's so dreamy.
yeah, and that's kind of, you can kind of see with Shirogane helping Tsubasa because Kaguya is surprised to see him at the volunteer place too. That's one of the things she respects, and maybe something that she adopted from Shirogane is him, because she even cited when she helped Kashiwagi that she said the president says we should help people when they're in need. Like, that's our duty as student council. So I think Shirogane's kindness has rubbed off on her, because we seen glimpses of like the evil Kaguya in Shirogane's mind. But you can imagine that Kaguya wasn't always how she is now. Maybe Shirogane is the one who kind of changed her into being more considerate of other people. Because Kaguya has her moments where she's like, they're both conniving in a way, but Kaguya's kind of evil conniving sometimes, where like when she thinks about Chika sometimes, and she called her a parasite or something like that. I don't think Kaguya is naturally a nice person, but it's something that she learned from Shirogane, and it's something that she admires about him.
Yeah, very, very sweet, very wholesome. I mean, I wonder if that thing in Shirogane's mind where she always thinks how adorable and all that other stuff. I wonder if she's actually said that to him in the past, and that's what makes him like, oh God. But
yeah, maybe
who knows? Maybe
it just sticked.
Yeah, they always say make a good first impression, and her first impression was, I'm evil.
Okay, so this is more so your part. Shirogane, we find out that although he doesn't like any stamina or anything like that, he's a fit kid. When it comes to coordination, mental imagery, whatever it may be, he is ass at volleyball. Like, we're not talking.
How do you even hit yourself in the face when serving? And not just hit yourself in the face with the ball, your own hand. Just service? How does that happen?
It's something that, because Chika sees him messing up and like flailing around like a newborn baby, and she's like, okay, how about you serve so I can kind of see where you're at, so I can, let's see your faults and put it on the table. And when she sees him serve, she's like, where do I even start with this? Like, how do I help you? Because this shouldn't be possible. Yeah, you would think there was some routine that he was doing, because he's serving a ball, either completely missing it or hitting himself in the face every single time.
Yeah. I love how Shirogane even thought, like, okay, yeah, sure. Sure. Fucking Chika's gonna teach me how to work this serve, please. And then she just does it like nothing. And like, she actually served a pretty good serve, which is, she got right on the line towards the back, which for a volleyball player, when you serve it, that's like the best serve you could possibly make. And like, she did it effortlessly. And Shirogane is just like, oh my God. And I'm just like, this is why Chika's great. They really need to stop underestimating her because she is more than meets the eye.
It's funny because Shirogane called her a thing in the episode. he said, and I quote, he said, no matter, because when she saw him being trash at volleyball, he thought to himself his life was over, but then he looked at her and he's like, it's Chica. In his words, he said, no matter what this thing thinks about me, it shouldn't hurt much.
So mean.
Yeah. Yeah, both him and Kaguya.
The disrespect to Chica needs to stop. She's the reason why they're probably going to get together. And I'm not even lying. I haven't seen the series. I'm only guessing. She's going to be the reason why they fall in love. And then they're going to have to thank her a lot and get on their hands and knees and kiss her.
Maybe so. The Crypto Storm says this shit so ass was actually Akane watching Shirogane play volleyball. Drove her to tears. Jesus.
That is what happened, though. Whatever Akane was watching in that manga, she's just like, man, this shit's so ass. And you just see Shirogane just going, oh, and it's a freeze.
But yeah, Chica decides to be his coach. She because I did really like this part of where she's like, yeah, maybe you should open your eyes when you serve all the way.
My God.
And then he does it again, closes his eyes for the serve and goes like, see, this shit didn't work. And then Chica's like, no, you didn't do it at all. And then she showed him the picture. I was like, I like that part just because that happens so much in real life when you're advising somebody and you say do this and they don't do it themselves. They think they do it. They have like some mental image of it. But they don't follow through with your instructions. And then they get mad at you for giving those instructions because it didn't work. I'm like, Chica's like, no, this is you. Open your eyes. And she literally had to have him jump on the trampoline with his eyes open so he would not close his eyes when he went to serve the ball. But
he's one of those people that just, I don't know, any sort of like to the face or something that's close or any kind of like fast actions, he closes his eyes. I don't know what you would call that, but I've met people that were like that, and I feel like I was like that too when I was young, but you eventually get used to it, because if you lose track or keep your eye off the ball, it means everything from a dodgeball to the face to dodging it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Chica continues training him, and she ends up, molding Shirogane into the point where he could give a good serve. It's like, okay, cool. And then he's like, all right, can you show me how to like toss and receive now? And she's like, and it's another week of training. And my God, Chica formed that man into a volleyball savant. She trained him so hard that she had bandages on her bow. Her little hair bow. Yeah. There was like bandages on the bow. That's how hard she was training him.
Yeah. I don't know what Chica does. She needs to be the coach of the Arizona Cardinals because like that man went from that girl Chica went from Shirogane smacking himself in the face trying to serve a damn ball to being this absolute stud of a player.
In a week.
If Chica in a week, if she was the head coach for the Arizona Cardinals, the Cardinals would be in the Super Bowl and no one would be able to touch them. Like, I'm not even lying. So, because of Chica's work, we get the famous quote that you've definitely showed this to me. A few people showed it to me. I raised that boy. I raised that boy out there. And I love it. And now that I have it in context, it makes total sense now. I'm like, I get it. I love how Kaguya's just like, oh, what? You're not a mom. It's like, you don't get it.
Yeah, you wouldn't understand. Pain and trauma she went through.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. But yeah, Chica, I think this was the episode, or it's still one episode. This was the part of the episode where I was like, okay, Chica's my favorite character. Definitely my favorite character, because she just, I don't know, just did everything so simple and not a dummy. She is a good character.
Crepa Storm says Chica could leave school, start her own academy, and recruit people from all over the world. She for sure could.
Yeah.
She could.
If anything, she's gonna grow up to be a teacher.
She should do something like one of those like trade schools where it's like something specific rather than just like general classes. I think that's more her alley, because she has like a lot of different interests that she would probably be good at teaching people. But the last part of the episode was the umbrella fiasco.
Oh boy.
If one person claims that they don't have an umbrella, did the umbrella truly exist? That is the question to answer. And so this whole thing was so stupid, but so funny. So Shirogane and Kaguya both want to, the way they frame why they do the things they do is funny to me too, because they frame as, okay, it's about to be summer break. Everybody that's single is looking for somebody. So Kaguya and Shirogane both want to share an umbrella so they can claim each other, so people know to stay away from them. And yeah, because of that, Shirogane comes up with this brilliant plan to forget his umbrella so that Kaguya can offer her umbrella and they can walk home together, or he can walk her home. But everything falls apart when they both decide to lie that they don't have an umbrella. And the thing with so when they both lie about it, Shirogane like, all right, fuck, what do I do? He's like, okay, I know we're both I know I'm bluffing, I know she's bluffing, so I had to expose her lie. So he's like, it's kind of funny how you forgot the weather report, and coincidentally, like your driver's tire went bad in the rain. He was like, I don't really know if I buy that. I don't know, Kaguya. That sounds like a load of bullshit to me. I don't know. And then Kaguya hits him with the meanest Uno reverse. She's like,
pretty good.
Well, usually you bike here to school, but I didn't see your bike here today. You took the train instead, and usually you only take the train when it's going to rain, and you're really diligent about checking the weather report. So, are you sure you haven't been lying to me? And he has almost like nothing to say, because Kaguya planned the whole thing. She literally punctured her driver's tires. She checked the weather report. She made sure his bike wasn't there. So her preparation for this whole event was off the charts. He stood no chance. So I don't know what was going to happen if Chica didn't step in, but Shirogane was kind of caught hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, that was definitely a well played hand. That was one of those check and mate. You are done. You can't do anything about this. And I think Shirogane knew it too. He was fucked, because Kaguya was like, oh, go ahead.
He had the anime fisheye face. They zoomed on and they were like,
yeah. He did have that. That's when Kaguya was like, maybe you should check in your bag one more time. Maybe it was like in the bottom or the place you haven't seen it. And he was like, damn it, I got no choice. I gotta get this fucking umbrella out. God damn, okay. And wouldn't you know it, lo and behold, Chica, here you go.
Yep.
Here's an umbrella for you. Saved you.
Yep.
Bye.
And after that,
God damn it.
it's like they just go, all right, well, there's no point in bullshitting. Let's just, share the umbrella. I'll take half and we'll walk and we'll walk home. And we got a cute moment after that. So I guess shout out to Chica for making that happen. But yeah, it's just funny to see the links Kaguya specifically would go to for a plan as like juvenile as this. Just walking home together under the same umbrella requires this much thought and preparation. Instead of just asking.
Isn't this the second or third time that she's flattened those fucking tires? Because I swear to you, like, this has happened before. And if I was the driver or whoever, I'd be like, I don't know what's going on here, but these tires keep getting flat in this gated fucking community.
I think the other time it was something with like I don't think she planned it. I think it was like a cat in the hood of the car, and it forced her to walk to school or something like that. I think that's what it was.
Okay. But I was going to say, if this happened multiple times, I'd be very suspicious. I'm like, somebody is intentionally making these tires flat. I don't know who it is. I'm going to find out.
I mean, they're a super rich family, so they should just be happy it's not like a bomb in when they start up the car on some.
Oh my god!
Yeah, on some Godfather shit.
You ever seen the movie Casino?
I have not. No.
That's how the movie begins.
Oh, really?
Is with that boom, and then the credits start rolling and everything. It's a really good movie. It's one of those. It came out in the same era as like Goodfellas and all those kind of like Italian mob movies directed by Martin Scorsese. Very good, very highly entertaining.
Yeah, but yeah. So
maybe something to stream in the future. Maybe.
But yeah,
maybe
Kaguya and Shirogane have their cute moment, and it kind of ends that way. And at the end, after the credits, we see another character who was a part of the student council, who they haven't really shown his face yet. But yeah, that's a character to take note of. And that was
the back of his head looked ridiculous.
Really?
No, it's a line from Mad TV. I remember all those a long time ago, where a guy's trying to hit on this girl, and he said, "Girl, the back of your head looked ridiculous."
Did it work?
No, it was basically a skit, basically talking about how guys will try to pick up the girls. Can I have your number? Can I have it? And the funny thing is, a girl is playing a guy, so it's a woman acting like. I'd have to show you that clip. It's stupid, but it's funny.
Okay. Well,
I loved Mad TV back then. It was. I don't know about you, but I preferred that over Saturday Night Live back in the day.
I never watched it.
Oh, Mad TV is so good. I feel like it doesn't get the credit that it did because we spawned a whole bunch of cool people that came from it. Key and Peele came from Mad TV. Will Sasso. All those other the Stewart. Let me do it. Look what I can do. All those people.
Yeah.
Anyway,
moving on to our actual winter 2026 anime, we are talking about Trigun Stargaze, episode 4.
Oh damn, we got it.
Yeah, finally.
We got. Well, maybe we could save that part for the end because it kind of happened at the end. But yeah, Millie and Meryl start off this episode going, "So, Vash, long time no see. Tell us, where have you been these past 2.5 years?"
The bathroom.
Yeah, huh? Okay, in the bathroom. What else have you been doing there, Mr. Vash the Stampedo?
Playing the piano. 2 notes.
This interview sucks. Give us more to work with.
Yeah. Yeah, they try to interview him, and Vash is like, I was kind of fucking depressed. I don't really know if I want to reflect on that time where I destroyed, hundreds of thousands of people. So there's that. But Wolfwood gives Vash his OG gun, because he he didn't have that after the destruction of July. So he got that back, and he got some other things back later. But we actually had a bit of focus on the Gung-Ho Guns, who are, of course, trying to resurrect Knives, and the way they're doing it is by grafting the life of various plants and basically, attaching it to him to grow back his body. So we see that whole process going on, and they even think to themselves, or out loud, that yeah, Nas wouldn't really like the fact that we're killing plants to bring him back, considering he, loves plants. But if he creates the his ideal world, I'm cool with dying by his hand.
He'll have all the plants he needs after he murders my ass.
Yeah. So it shows you how devoted the Gung-Ho Guns are about this. But there is one guy who is seemingly not on board with what's going on, and he goes by the name of Mid Valley, the Horn Freak, which we of course had in the original series, but I don't think he was as interesting in the original series as he is in the series.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because I think
I
they
barely
just
remember him.
Yeah, I think they gave him a lot more to work with, because again, he's in the Gung-Ho Guns, but he has a moment where he actually tries to kill Knives because he thinks Knives is grown way too powerful. So he figures, I kind of want to get rid of this guy because I think he's going to be a problem in the future. But he stops short after getting aura checked by Knives, and it kind of stops him in his tracks. So he continues on doing his work as a Gung-Ho Gun.
All Knives did was just be a test tube baby and just looked at him, with his eyes, because he was just standing still for the longest time. He's like, all right, let's go ahead, let's kill him. If you got the guts, go ahead and do it. That's what the little girl did. And all of a sudden, he just gave him one look. Just the eyes were down it. And then just
put that saxophone down, boy.
Made full eye contact. And he was like, I'm a part of the Gung-Ho Guns. I'm so happy. Here we go. Loving being part of the Gung-Ho Guns. And I guess I'm just gonna follow this Legato guy. He there's nothing wrong with this man, which, dude, told you before how Legato was always like the best thing when it came to the original, when it came to just the pure menace and evil. But somehow they even made him more menacing and evil in this version too.
I think the reason why, and this is something I kind of really don't like about Legato, I think they made him a lot more like flamboyant and like for the flair. Like he's kind of like, look, I will show you how humanity is. And I was like, Legato wasn't really like that in the original series. I don't know how he was in the manga because I never read it. But Legato was like really stoic, like robotic almost. And I really like that just because it contrasted with the silliness of Ash, where when we saw Legato, it was like a complete turnaround. And from the moment he showed up, I remember when the first time he showed up, because Vash was sitting on that water fountain, and he came with the apple.
Yeah.
And he was threatening to kill a kid that, like, I think he like picked up a ball or something for him. He was threatening to kill a kid. And I was like, for the moment we saw Legato, I was like, oh, this isn't the Nebraska family or one of these other silly episodic villains. This is somebody who is completely serious about whatever his intentions are. Not to say that this Legato isn't serious in what he's doing, because what he did in this episode was fucking crush a whole bunch of he funneled a whole bunch of humans into like a fuel tank, and it just crushed all their bodies, and it was disgusting.
It was like squeezing a bunch of oranges to make orange juice, but instead it was just people.
Yeah.
And there was no rhyme or reason to it. He just did it just to do it.
Yeah, and we already know what his power is with the mind control thing, because when he's doing it, he's explaining like it's amazing what the human mind can do, because he's forcing. It's not like he's using gravity to like pull them and put them in a funnel. He's forcing them to do it of their own volition. So they're crushing themselves because of his mind control thing. Very horrific stuff. And Mid Valley, the horror freak, is looking like, do we got like an HR in the Gunko Guns, or do I got someone I can talk to?
I think I need therapy, because this whole gung ho guns thing is not working out for me. I mean, right, I agree. An HR department, so I could go, so how can I help you? I was working with Legato this week, and he funneled a bunch of humans into some fucking fuel tank freighter and made some puree of humans. I really think we need to just reel that guy in just a little bit. I mean, I'm not overreaching. I understand we're all evil here. We all do kind of sort of fucked up shit, but that was even a bit much for me. So I don't know. Just make it anonymous. I don't want to be involved.
Yeah, keep my name out of it. Oh
man.
But yeah. So we had that with Legato, and we see a little bit of Mid Valley's power, him blowing the saxophone, and he uses it as like this wind slash to kill somebody.
Yeah.
So that's a little piece of his power, because we saw a little more later on in the episode. But one interesting mystery that we got was this dream sequence we got with Knives, where he was seeing this girl, Tesla, I believe her name was, who seemed to be his sister based on her relationship with Rem. Because, and also the fact that she also has blonde hair and she has a mole. I forgot where it was exactly on her, but Vash has the same thing. So it seems like a sibling that we haven't really focused on, that Nas was having a dream about. Don't know what that whole thing is about, but
yeah, I don't either. When I saw that dream, I almost was like, are these implanted memories? Because wasn't it supposed to be originally like him and Vash? Because it showed two people and then it just showed one. And I'm just like, are these fake? Is it real? Is it supposed to be like an erased memory or something?
Well, maybe it's going to be an explanation for why Knives hates humanity the way he does. We already know, like, he doesn't like the fact that humanity uses plants as a source of fuel for, resources and whatnot. But maybe the origin of it was even earlier in his days, because we know about the whole thing of where he destroyed all those ships. So maybe whatever happened to this girl, Tesla, is the reason why he has such a jaded view of humanity.
Yeah. I'm sure all will be revealed later as the plot thickens, so to speak. But yeah, pretty much a heavy focus on the gung-ho guns this particular episode. Almost kind of like maybe 60-40, 70-30, because really the only thing that happened in Vash's camp group or whatever was that omelets were made people were eating and reminiscing about the good times and whatnot. But
No, you can't skip over that. Jessica got cucked.
no. Nothing happened.
What? I just thought that was such an asshole move by Wolfwood because she makes this
He
special
was
omelet.
hungry.
Yeah, but like he knew that wasn't for him. She makes this special omelet with the heart on it, like because she has a crush on Vash, obviously, and she tries to give it to Vash, and then Wolfwood just swoops in there. I'm like, bro, they got food for you.
Oh, thank you.
Like, what the fuck? They have food for you. Calm down, bro.
Jessica was so upset.
Yeah. And then,
No.
and then later she just doesn't get the turn. She's like, fuck this. I'm getting it some way. She has like this. She gives Vash his clothes and his glasses too. And then she makes this button that says like I love Jessica or something like that. She's like, yeah,
Oh my God.
put this on the front.
And I love how even Vash was just like, well, we'll put this on later. Just, I'll put it, it's like, we'll put it right here on the fridge so that everyone can see.
Yeah. I thought because they when she did that, they showed Meryl. I thought Meryl was going to do like this tsundere thing after Jessica did that. And I was like, oh wait, no, she isn't, because this isn't the OG Meryl. The OG Meryl, I feel like, would have slapped Vash or some stupid shit after a scene like that.
Hey, what are you doing getting a haircut and a pin saying I love Vash on your jacket, huh?
Yeah.
Tell me, explain.
While the finger is like right in his face.
Yeah, but this Meryl's a lot different. This Meryl is so goofy. She suggests to Vash when he says, I want a haircut. She's like, yeah, get a ducktail. I'm like, what the? Oh, yeah, I really do like this Meryl.
Wolfwood was the one that said, go completely bald, cut it all off.
Fuck it, monk mode.
I'm like, he would look stupid with no hair.
Terrifying. Decrepit Store said the cuck theory. Wolfwood deserved to get run over. They ran him over not because of what he did, but what he was going to do. Just preemptively just gave him punishment.
My God.
But yeah, Vash is getting his arm fixed because of the previous fight. So he isn't prepared to fight because Mid Valley attacks the colony in order to take their plants. For the revival of knives. So, because Vash is kind of out of commission, they can't fight. It is up to none other than Nicholas Wolfwood to take up the mantle and fight Mid Valley the Horn Freak. And something that I brought up last podcast of Wolfwood already knowing the name of the guy, Beely Cole.
Yeah.
He also knew the name of Mid Valley. So I think that all but confirms
There you go.
that he is a part of the Gung Ho Guns.
Was.
Yeah.
Maybe he ran away. Maybe he saw Legato stuff too many bodies and was just like, you know what? Fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, maybe after the Lost July thing, maybe that's what made him go, yeah, I don't know about this group anymore.
These people are nuts. Screw you guys, I'm going home.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Cartman style. But yeah, and that's how it ends. Sure, the next episode is gonna be epic. I love this series because it always balances out. I feel like it's always every other episode. You get a cool chill episode like this, then you get a fight episode.
Mm-hmm.
Then you bounce it back with the relaxing, story-driven epilogue or whatever, and then you get more fighting later on. So it's like, yeah, this episode was the chill. The next episode is gonna be the fight. So gonna be interesting to see for sure.
Yeah, I'm interested to see like where this whole background of Wolfwood possibly being in the Gung Ho Guns will go, because he hasn't like formally confronted someone who was a part of it. Like he was about to kill Emilico, but that's when the fight was already over essentially. So he was just going to finish it. But this time he's going to actually have an interaction with somebody who will probably be like, "Yo, Wolfwood, hey, you going to help me get this plant?" And he's like, "No, I don't really fuck with you guys anymore." And then we'll start to maybe we'll probably get a backstory for Wolfwood joining the Gung Ho Guns.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I would like that.
I'd like that.
But
next episode we get all that cool stuff.
Yeah. That was the episode. So we will move on to none other than Frieren Season 2, Episode 3. This is a killer pass week.
Those grippers late.
Wait, was there feet? Oh yeah, there was feet in this episode, I guess.
Oh yeah, they dunk. Well, guess we can get to that. But this whole anime is about feet. But so in this episode,
I'm sorry, I was calling him Emilico. I was watching Shadow's House yesterday. That's why I was saying it. It's just Emilio. I kept calling him Emilico. I was watching Shadow's House yesterday. That's why that name was on my mind.
No worries, man. But we get this episode of Frieren, and Frieren. It's fantasy. It's side quests until we get to the main journey. This episode, I feel like, was another side quest and whatnot, because in this episode we are in the search of hot springs. Just because. Yes, and we're going to the. It takes them forever to get to this hot spring, but I guess Frieren's been to this hot spring before in the past. So, they track through all this treacherous places and go up and down hills and whatnot, and then they finally they make it, even though they almost get killed by some 3-headed Hydra beast. It's like, hey, we found the spring. Oh, it's only ankle deep. Yep. Well, come, everybody, put your feet in the hot spring, everybody.
I think that whole thing though is just kind of show you like not every adventure is supposed to be fruitful, which they've shown this before. There's been a lot of times where Frieren has very stupidly fell for mimics, where Fur's Fur scanning is like, yeah, there's like no chance that this is actual treasure, and Frieren's like, there's a 1% chance that it could hold treasure. You just gotta believe. And then she gets bit anyways. I think that's kind of like a microcosm of this whole thing of where the journey is more important than the destination, so to speak. Although the destination was kind of disappointing, at the very least you were able to go through things with the people that you like. And I guess their reward was just enjoying the little foot bath together, because if they found hot springs, they wouldn't all be able to enjoy together, because men and women can't be in the hot springs together.
Yeah. And it was just a lovely view. The picturesque, where you're just like, man, these are the moments that you can't take back. These are the moments that you'll just remember, forever. It's just very beautiful, so to speak. And it flashes back to, when Frieren and her old crew basically did the same thing and how they were enjoying the view and whatnot. But I think it was Stark on the way down, because everybody was slipping and falling, because it was just so, like rocky, and just the footing was very, like just wobbly and whatnot, but it was falling on top of one another.
Yeah.
Stark was just like, yeah, maybe it wasn't worth it. Maybe this whole going up there, enjoying the view, all that other stuff, maybe this wasn't working, because the whole reason he even wanted to go up there so bad was because of his old master, the the dwarf,
Mm-hmm.
Eisen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's it.
I remember the name. Yeah, Eisen, and that was the whole.
It was like you were shocked. You're like, what the? No way, that's right.
I surprised. Well, only Eisen I know is from Bleach, but it's when I. That was the whole reason why he wanted to go up there. He's like, well, I got to experience this for myself,
Mm-hmm.
and Stark's young and everything. Frieren's just like, I've done this before, but yeah, let's go ahead and let's go experience it. It's gonna be crazy. We're gonna use you as bait for the Hydra and everything, but we'll get there. I'm sorry, but a hot spring is not worth it if you have to pass a Hydra just to even go to it.
No.
Ugh, no, not for me.
But Fern, Stark, Frieren, they go to the next town, which has a hot spring. So Frieren is enjoying that. And then we cut to Fern and Stark, and Fern is fishing for attention. She's trying to get Stark to pay attention to her. Stark is doing his best.
Pay attention to me.
Yeah. Stark is doing his best. Like, I don't know, harem MC oblivious thing where he's like, what do you want? What do you mean pay attention to you? And then when Fern says pay attention to me, he goes, I want to get her back for her attitude. So he's like, you want to go on a date? As like a thing to, I don't know. I guess he was trying to shock her or something. But in contrast to what he was thinking, she just agrees. But
after she drops a book.
Yeah. I mean, so he did get the shock. He just didn't get the thing that he thought he was going to get. So, yeah, they are going on a date, and and they both don't know how to really deal with that, because Stark kind of just said that as like like to mock her, and Fern kind of agreed with it without, I guess, like really without thinking about her own feelings on the situation. So the rest of the episode is essentially Stark asking Frieren for love advice, and Frieren is always interested when it comes to these type of things, because she knows so much but knows so little at the same time.
Yeah, she's just like, I'm an expert. I've been around. I know what I'm doing. Stark, but if you call me old again, you'll want to get it to 3 times. Because what happens after 3 times? I cry.
Well, before you get to that, because Stark is like, Frieren, what would you think if I just asked you on a date? And then Frieren gives like Stark was completely right. She gives the most grandma advice, the most grandma response. She's like, well, you have grown into like a handsome man, so of course I would say yes. And then Stark's like, oh my God, it's like a grandma asking her grandson for advice. And then she just goes, yeah, that's the second time that you refer to my age after that hat comment. If you get the 3, it's over.
That's when he asks, what happens at 3? I cry. And then that's when we find out that, I guess, Frieren can cry for 3 days and 3 nights. Because we get sent, it goes to a flashback of her being absolutely inconsolable, just like going from the bed, going from here, going like you just saw the Frierens just crying and everything. And the only thing on my mind was like, what happened to make her so upset?
Yeah,
I don't think we even got that answer.
You would think with the way Himo was in love with her that he would have tried to intervene at some point. So I don't know if he did something to her or whatever. We may never know, but That
Is
was
this like a normal thing?
I don't know. Maybe it never happened again after that. But yeah. Apparently she was fed up to cry for 3 days and 3 nights.
And you know what? That would actually be terrifying. I agree with him because it's not like she was just like, doing little sniffles or whatever. No, she's fucking losing her shit, just crying and everything. I'm just like, damn, what? Why is she so sad? And what happened? Like he called her old back then or something. That's the only thing that it seems like bothers her is the fact that people refer to her age.
Maybe.
And maybe that was something that Himmel did, and maybe didn't take the 3 chances. Maybe Himmel only said it once, and that was what it took to set her off. Was the "I'm not old."
I wonder what stopped it then.
Yeah, right. It's like, here's a magic trinket I found in a chest.
Yeah, this is a spell to the change your clothes quicker.
You mean it? Yeah, here, take it. She's just like holding it, doing this. When you're at the end of crying and you're just
the
no longer crying
aftershocks
anymore. Yeah.
The Crepper Store said it had him a triple in fear or something when it looked like he was actually just staring at her, waiting for it to be over. Yeah, it looks like Frieren always has like this skew perception of like whatever she's doing, because like if you could make a call back to her crazy seductive technique, which is to her, she thinks that that's like the sexiest thing ever, and to everybody else it's just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, as Stein said to her way back when, was like, what was that supposed to do? Well, this did wonders to Himmel, and you see Himmel like passed out and dead.
Yeah. To further show that Frieren doesn't know anything about love, Frieren thinks that a date is a man and a woman being alone with each other, and that's it. Just them being alone with each other, and they have like some type of relationship prior.
I'm gonna make love to you, woman.
I'm sorry, I had to do it, but yeah, that's essentially what Frieren thought, was nothing more than just like, oh my god, we're out and about together doing an adventure. And I love how Frieren was like, that sounds like you two are doing an adventure. I'm going to bed. Good night.
Yeah, because she said that she went on a date with Himmel, and I was like, okay, that sounds plausible. But then she said, yeah, I also went on a date with Sign. And it's like, no, you guys were just talking on a rooftop.
Yeah. And she just couldn't handle it. She was just like, I'm going to bed. Good night.
Yeah. And both things were because of what Flamme taught her, which it just seems like Flamme was just there to either Flamme also didn't have any good romantic advice, or she just really wanted to troll Frieren.
I mean, maybe she just didn't want to see her get into the wrong hands. You know what I mean? Like maybe, you know how in animes they have the whole, if you hold hands, now you're pregnant, trope and everything. Maybe it was kind of the same thing with that, where it's just like, if you're dating a boy, it means this or whatever.
You say that, but Frieren would have still been older than Flamme though. So it's like she would have been babying someone who was already older than her. So she just, I don't know, maybe she's just very, what's the word, naive to a bunch of things. Who knows? I feel like it's more Flamme was kind of like playing with her, and maybe she thought that Frieren was going to find out about these things and be shocked that it wasn't the way it was. But I don't think Flame would have expected it. It would take her like 500 years into finding out that blowing a kiss at somebody wasn't super sexy.
As the kiss dies halfway. Mwah. Well, that was a thing.
Yeah. But one good thing that she did do was show Stark around some places that Fern might like, which was good on her. And they have a candid conversation where she goes, she doesn't really know what Fern likes. This is kind of just what was told to her by Heiter. So she's like, yeah, it's kind of thanks to him that I even know, kind of how to deal with Fern. She calls herself like a failure of a parent to Fern.
Yeah.
But Stark goes like, no, the fact that you remember all that is pretty amazing. Because with Frieren, she isn't the best, so she's not like socially aware a lot of times. She doesn't pick up on certain things with people, but she does care enough about people to learn about them. And the fact that she's kept this information all this time, despite, not being Fern's like actual adopted mother or anything like that, she obviously cares about her. So I think she kind of puts herself down because she isn't able to relate to people the way others may, but she always puts in the effort to try to know you. And I think that's what makes her a good parental figure to not just Fern, but Stark as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. I like what the Grubba Storm says here. Frieren needs to be given the talk like Chica gave to Kaguya. She needs needs to talk to Frieren and go, Frieren? Whisper, 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 whisper. And then Frieren's face just, I don't know. How do you think she would react to that? Do you think she would blush at that? Or do you think her face, she just gives the Frieren look. that.
So that's what Hemo wanted to do with me?
So you mean to tell me Hemo put a ring on my finger and then wanted to commence our wedding?
She usually, I could just imagine her just going like, what's the fun in that? Sounds exhausting.
Yeah. In this case, he gets to open another chest.
Oh my God. What's good, Midnight?
Hello, Midnight.
But yeah, we kind of ended the episode before the date actually happened, so that was essentially it. Fern is like very anxious, it seems, about it, because she went as far as to ask Frieren for help, which it didn't look like she wanted to ask, but it's kind of like she had no one else to ask, because she kept going like, Frieren, so what do you do if someone asks you out? And she gave her advice. So
she was so upset. Just, I'm going to bed. Good night.
Yeah, that was ass. You're not my mom.
Oh man, that was pretty funny though. But yeah, it was pretty self-explanatory episode. Just nice and very slice of life-ish, and the next week is the dato. What's gonna happen?
I don't know.
Are they gonna be more than just people that hate each other now, or are they going to like each other? Yes, yeah, I guess we'll find out. Will Fern end the date by doing this? Hitting him, or will the date end with Fern just doing the pouty face?
Oh, that too.
Oh, or that, yeah. where they slap each other's hands together, just their hands, nothing else. Because everybody knows holding hands is the final stage
Absolutely.
of lovemaking.
But moving on from Frieren, we are here now to talk about Jujutsu Kaisen, the Culling game. Part 1, episode 5. Let's see. So, this is the episode where we formally get introduced to a big fan favorite of the Jujutsu Kaisen community, Hikari, because our plan is to infiltrate the fighting ring. But before we even get to that, the beginning of the episode pertains to Yaga and one panda. So, basically, we have Yaga, who is the creator of Panda, and Panda is a cursed corpse that hosts 3 souls. And basically, he basically Panda is like this life that he created, like this Frankenstein life that he created. And because he was able to do that, the higher ups are like, if you could do that, you can probably make an army of these. We don't like that. You're a threat. We want to know your secret or you die. And he's like, I guess I'll die then. And yeah, he died.
He dies. And then he tells the secret anyway. What the fuck was the point of... I'm getting to the point where people are just randomly dying for no fucking reason now. You know what I mean? And I understand that y'all said, oh, don't get used to city characters because they're just going to end up dying in Jujutsu Kaisen. I get that. But I feel like there's some purpose behind some of the deaths. Some. Not all. But this one in particular just feels weird to me. You know? If you don't tell us the secrets, you're going to die. Okay. I'm dying. Oh, by the way, it's 3 souls and a panda. And even the guy even said, you know, the old dude, he's like, what the fuck did you say that? Why did you make me kill you? And he's like, ugh, and then just dies. And then the panda comes out and says, this is what it sounds like when pandas cry.
Even pandas cry.
Yep, that was the line. Even pandas cry. And the only thing I could think of was Panda Express because I got hungry at that scene.
Okay. You're awful.
Auto was... It was a... Well, we barely knew this guy.
That's true.
I swear these characters are just dying now. It's almost becoming comedic routine at this point. It's like, who's going to die next? We have the last episode. Now we have Yaga. Who's next?
Yeah, like I don't mind a death being unceremonious. I don't mind the unceremonious death, but I feel like some of these are there that don't really have any impact because, like you said, we don't really know Yaga like that. And the fact that we had his fight get off-screened. Here's the thing.
Too.
You can have a fight that's off-screen and it still has a lot of impact. I refer to a moment at Hunter x Hunter where it happens, where I think it being off-screen actually adds to the drama, so to speak. I can't really go much into that, but this one was like, oh look, it's Yaga. Let's explain his backstory a little, the origins of Panda, and tell you how he does this. All right, now he's dead. And it's like, what?
It's like that's the formula with these fucking people. They did the same thing with Nobara before they killed her. They did, and now they're doing it with Yaga, and I'm just like, okay. So, I don't know. It's just irritating because he died stupidly, and then he told him anyway, and then it was just like, what was the point of all that? I don't know. It just served no purpose for me.
I think what they were going for was there was like this immense guilt that he had with creating these cursed corpses, because what it requires is for him to implant like 3 souls into a dead body so it can move autonomously. So because when he did that for this kid, it was what's his name? Kusakabe. Kusakabe had a sister whose son ended up dying, and that kind of made her crazy. So Yaga ends up implanting the kid's soul into like this weird ass I don't even know what the fuck you would call it, this weird ass creature. And then he makes Kusakabe's sister and her son reunite. So I think because of what he did to do stuff like that, he felt this tremendous amount of guilt. So in some ways, I think he kind of let himself die because he already figured, I think he already figured I'm kind of cooked because they found out my secret. So
yeah,
like his quote unquote revenge was to tell Yoshinobu the secret, which to him wasn't really like, it wasn't a good thing. It wasn't like a secret recipe to pass on to somebody. It was like this tremendous burden that he's been carrying. So when he told him that, it was kind of like basically like a fuck you moment. Like, well, now you know, so deal with what I've been dealing with.
And now he's just like, well, shit. I guess pandas cry too.
He starts crying too. Ah, Yaga.
Yeah, he's so heartless. He hates pandas. Not true. Not true. I love pandas, especially when I eat them. I commented on C's video to ask if he used Yaga's technique to create Sableye.
Ooh, that's a good question.
I think he's too scared to answer. Well, I mean, guess we'll find out. Midnight says, look like a rabbit to me.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
No, he's talking about the soul of the kid that reunited with the mother.
Oh, right. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's right. That was.
Yeah. So I think that's what Gege was going for with the whole thing. I still don't think that explanation really makes it that much better because, again, the impact wasn't really felt to me because, again, we didn't really get to know Naga. The first time y'all showed him in I don't know how many fucking episodes, he dies immediately. So it always feels like they're tying up loose ends that were never there to begin with. Because that's kind of what I felt about Mai, because we did see Mai in a Shibuya arc, but she didn't really do anything. So it felt like, all right, well, now we can focus on Mai. And then the minute we see her, she's dead. So it's like, are you guys going to introduce characters and just kill them immediately?
Yeah, I'm so glad we got introduced to all these characters in the first season just to have them get killed off dumbly. Like I said, the only one that really was good was Mr. Man with, oh God, I always forget his fucking name, with the glasses.
Nanami.
Thank you. Nanami was always, like, that was a great way to end his character. Like, that one, so far out of all of them, that was my favorite one. Everything else, booty cheeks.
I think it is because they gave him a lot. Not only like before his death, but after his death too. Like we got to see him have dedicated fights. At least like 2 different fights. One with Mahito and the other with the trash blondie guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then like after he go, but before he goes, he gives that advice to Yuji. Goes out, and then he has that one scene when he's on the beach where it's kind of like he's free from the sorcerer world. It's like, wow, okay, that's kind of how you send off a character without us feeling like it's lackluster. and nobody else gets that treatment. Nobody else. It's like everybody else is kind of just like, oh yeah, this is my bus stop. I'm out. And they just jump out the window.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is how you die now. Oh, you too. Who's next? You? Okay, you too. Just absolute fucking stupidity. Oh.
Why is the bass
Wow.
boosted for that sound effects?
I don't know. It just is.
Jesus Christ. It's a mini bomb.
I'm sorry. But yeah, so that happens. Pandas cry. We find out that pandas cry. And Megumin and Yuji are going to the place that you can't talk about because you don't talk about it. They 100% were making a reference to the movie too.
Yeah.
I mean, just this whole episode felt like a tribute to Fight Club in a way, especially with the, hey, first rule, you don't talk about Fight Club. It was like, just like the movie.
Yeah.
And then just the underground fighting and then just like the setting and everything. I'm like, this is Fight Club. I wonder if Gege was just a fan of Fight Club and wanted to use it.
Maybe.
I don't know. But I mean, neat little tribute, if nothing else.
Yeah, so like Megami and Yuji are supposed to infiltrate Hikari's Fight Club because this is the third year dropout, and they want to get him into the Culling game, but they have to not reveal that they're from Jujutsu High because if he knows that, he's likely to decline their offer because he's a dropout, so he kind of doesn't really mess with anybody from Jujutsu High. So they're trying to join the Fight Club under the pretense that they're just looking to get money. They just want to fight and get money. So initially Megami is the one who's running things, and he's doing a pretty good job until when it comes to the actual fighting, Hikari is like, I don't really like that Megami guy. So Yuji, you're going to be the one to fight. And so Yuji has to do a majority of the work. So he ends up having this fight. He fights Panda. They have like a big fraud competition of tickles and falls out, fallouts. And they fraud up the whole thing. Yuji gets his scripted win, and after he gets his scripted win, he earns an audience with the Hikari. And so he goes up to Hikari, and before he and Hikari talk, Panda and Megami are kind of wary about this whole situation because they're like, yeah, Yuji's not really good at lying. Sometimes he doesn't even really think to lie, so I don't know how good he's going to be with these negotiations, but we'll try our best on our end so that everything goes smoothly.
Everything's in God's hands now.
Yeah. And that's kind of where we get the whole 4 minutes of rotoscope that we get.
What did you think of that scene? Like, just by how it looked?
I thought it was,
for me personally, I thought it looked cool.
I thought, I'm not going to lie, it was drawing to me just because at first I'm like, I didn't know what they were doing. So I'm like, why are they focusing on this shot for so long? And then someone pointed it out in my chat, Gums. He was like, yeah, this is rotoscope. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense because because they kept hanging on this one shot. Like the camera never moves. They're just on this one shot. And when you see the movements, you can tell it's rotoscope because it's just, I forgot if they got the actual director to do it. I forgot who are the people who were doing the movements, but they're moving. Because rotoscoping is just them taking like actual video and just tracing over it. So that's what they do with Yuji and Hikari, and it's really noticeable because you don't get no close-ups or anything. There's not much details on their face when you look at it. I don't really mind it in retrospect, but it was really noticeable. I don't think they should have hung on it for that long. That's my thing. It was like 4 minutes straight. I'm like, this gets jarring after a while. I think like 2 minutes is kind of like the upper limit of it, but yeah, that's how I felt about it.
I liked it because it was essentially, I feel like it was just different because mostly in like anime, what would you traditionally get for those particular scenes? You would get, essentially just the two cut where it's like Yuji's face,
Mm-hmm.
Hikari's face, and it would go back and forth essentially, and that's kind of how that whole thing would go. It almost felt very much cinematic in a way, the way that they kind of held it on that spot where you would see something in a movie done like that. And I think the reason they did it was to kind of like draw out that whole tension in a way where, here's Yuji trying to convince somebody to join, and then you just see kind of like the slow build up and everything where it's just like, oh, you want a drink? Grab you something? Gets up, goes, gets something. Phone's ringing, not answering it. Kind of like more of that, that beat, that kind of build, and all of a sudden it's just like, oh God, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And sure enough, at the end, it's like, there's not a person in the world who doesn't know who Gojo is. So you're lying to me.
I will say, what is good, Ellie? I will say that was a perfect scene for them to do the rotoscoping because of it being in this confined location and it just being a conversation. If you're going to do it, that would have been the best place to do it in this episode. So, with that, again, I don't necessarily mind it. It just kind of was a little jarring that it held on for so long for me. But
fair enough.
We gotta. When Megami said that Yuji's not good at lying and whatever, sometimes he doesn't think the lie. It's like Yuji heard that and it was like, huh, I'll show you I can lie. And then Hikari, has the car. He's like, Gojo can't really handle his liquor either. He's like, who's Gojo? And he tries to say it so casually. He's like, who's Gojo? Well, yeah, I don't really like alcohol, blah, 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 blah. He's like, there isn't a sorcerer in this world who doesn't know who the fuck Satoru Gojo is. I was like, why the hell would Yuji lie about that? That's the thing that you lie about?
Yeah.
Who is Gojo?
That's like an anime fan trying to lie when somebody said, yeah, Goku is like that. Who's Goku? You know what I mean? It's like nobody doesn't know who Goku is. Even people that don't like Dragon Ball know who Goku is.
Oh, it's such a horrible lie. Goes to my chat said, who's Michael Jackson?
Fucking A. That's another good example. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I heard the King of Pop couldn't hold his liquor either. Who's Michael Jackson? Who's? Oh my God. But yeah, that was definitely the wrong thing to lie about, especially if Gojo is that like powerful to where there, like you said, there's not a sorcerer alive who doesn't know who he is. Yeah, that's you had him up until the Gojo part.
Well, not really, because if you remember,
True. He does say something that somebody alerts me if somebody's lying or something. Yeah, okay. You're right. He didn't even believe it then. So
yeah, because Kirara gives him the call, and he's like, if Kirara gives me the call, then that's an indication that something is up. Now we don't know what Kirara's power is at all that would alert Hikari to like them being Jujutsu students. Because he gets the call early, he gets the call earlier than Yuji makes the lie about Gojo. So it's not it doesn't seem like it was something that Yuji said that tipped him off. It may have been something that Megami or even Panda did that tipped Kirara off to make Kirara go, yeah, this guy that you're talking to, he ain't what it seems. So yeah, we don't know. We'll probably get an explanation next episode, but yeah, Hikari's not too happy. His passion has gone cold.
that means he needs to find his passion again by kicking Yuji's ass, apparently.
Also, this is like something that's very easy to miss, but you saw how Hikari was all booed up with Kirara, right? Earlier in the episode.
Yes.
I don't know if you caught this, but Kirara's a dude.
The one with all the piercings?
Yeah. That's a dude.
No, I didn't know that.
Megami and Panda have a conversation where they go, they talk about Kirara, and Megami knows who Kirara is because Kirara went to Jujutsu High. And he's like, Kirara, that's a dude though. So, yeah,
He's into dudes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I totally didn't catch that. I really didn't because, I mean, just based on Kirara's design, looks like a woman.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, now I know they're a trap.
Yeah. The manga has, I don't know if it was the end of this chapter, but they have an image of Kirara before all of the, like, I don't know if Kirara grew out his hair or its extensions or whatever, but it basically showed a picture before the piercings and the hair and everything. Where he looked a lot more boyish.
Yep. Totally didn't catch that.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna have to go back and look at that again in super slow. No, I'm kidding. Just to see what I missed the first time.
Where's the dick?
I see no dick. Where is it? All of a sudden, you just see a frame. Just
boing.
Bleh. There it is. There it is.
Yeah, but that is essentially the episode. So we'll be waiting on that one. So I guess it's time to get into our last show of the night. What everybody's been waiting on.
We're so bad. Frieren season 2 was episode 3 Killer Pass, and we totally didn't even Killer Pass it.
Oh shit, that's true. Oh, you want to do that now?
Sure, why not?
Okay. For me,
I'm killing it.
Well, shit. Okay, I gotta pass it then. All right. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on screen now.
Okay.
You pass this time.
All right. Oshinoko, season 3, episode 3. This is a kill or pass week. And by God, this is an interesting episode for this to be a killer pass week, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, it really is.
Woo! So, first and foremost, I want to acknowledge I was wrong. I did say things was probably going to get dark. It didn't get as dark as I thought it would. It still went in a intriguing direction that I think we kind of anticipated. Pretty much the episode starts with all the girls grouping together. Because we have Ruby who recruited her friend Minami and some other girl that we learned is an adult cosplayer, Maya. And of course, Yoshizumi has his little sister cosplaying Mimi. So they're all doing their cosplay thing for Digging Deep. But we focus on the new girl, Maya, who immediately, and I mean immediately, gets sexually harassed by the director, Arushibara. Before they even do the interview, by the way. Take note of that. Remember how I said that? Mm-hmm. He sexually harassed her before the interview. Just take note of that because it's going to be important later.
Okay.
they do the interview, and Arushibara feels it fit to ask these questions. How much money do you make from your adult cosplay? Do you date your photographers? And have you ever had sex in costume?
You didn't do it in the voice.
Oh, you're better at the voice. My fault. I didn't know you were waiting for that.
I thought you were going to do that. I could do that. How did I even do that? Hold on. So has it? No. Oh God, hold on. Oh wow, you look so fantastic. Oh, you look great. I got some questions I gotta ask you. So, would you ever bang a photographer? You ever banged in your cosplay? Oh, and also, how much money do you get for banging?
Perfect.
There you go.
Yeah. These are the questions he decides to ask Maya. And Maya, obviously,
She is so uncomfortable.
Yeah, uncomfortable from the jump, and super uncomfortable after it all ends, which leads her to make this twit longer, where she's making a rant about digging deep and basically the industry, the TV industry as a whole. And this flares up a lot of people who are fans of hers, and they all rally and basically dunk on digging deep, which, of course, includes the director. And it just gets shitted on, basically canceled. Which, honestly, if this happened in America, I do not think the people would be on Maya's side that quick. Because
really,
we especially have because there's a big bias against adult performers, like whether it be OnlyFans people or porn stars. There's there's a whole sector of people who just don't really respect these people as just regular human beings, because they see them fit to be like the perfect victims that they can dunk on and such. Like you see anything like porn stars do or whatever, and then you'll just see like really derogatory comments towards them because they feel comfortable that they can talk in that way, in that fashion, because of what they do. It's like, well, what, you suck dick on camera? Of course I could sexually harass you. Like that's a mentality for a lot of people, like this entitlement.
Such a shame.
Yeah. And that kind of goes in line with Maya's problem with the way that Arushibara was talking to him. But before even getting there, so they're digging deep is in the process of getting canceled and everything. And they see it fit for Yoshizumi to reach out to Maya to try to get her to delete the tweet. And of course, Maya's like, fuck no. Y'all did what y'all did. Y'all set me up. Y'all had me cosplay or y'all maybe changed the cosplay last minute. That was completely unprofessional. Fuck y'all, essentially. And, things are falling apart. They all had this meeting or what the next steps are. And Arushibara has this monologue, essentially, where he goes, he goes off, right? Because the weight of the world is crushing him and whatnot. He's like, the industry, we have to do what's out of the confines. We have to do what's taboo. And we have to push the line and do what TV can't. We're on the web, we're on the internet for a reason. So I know I'll be labeled as a sexual harasser, but I do what I do to put food on my kids and wife's table. You wouldn't understand. That's why they put a disgraced director like me on this show. True art is made when you do things that are taboo.
Beautiful.
But I'll fall on the sword. I'll take the blame. And I'm sorry about changing the cosplay last minute.
Man. That was actually pretty good. All right.
He said that. And the only thing I thought in my head was, you are not Stanley Kubrick. You just sexually harassed a girl. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I was just like, he had this whole speech about, I have to do what's taboo and whatever. I'm like, no, you just sexually harassed her. And the reason why that's important, go ahead.
I was going to say, also, where was this guy the whole past couple of episodes when he doesn't give a flying fuck about anime licensing and all this other stuff? He said he was going to talk about it, and then as soon as, you know, his AD came up and brought it up, he's like, oh, wait, did you get it? Oh, hold on. And then he calls right then and there. It's like, where was this person who's so passionate about pushing the envelope and making taboo? He didn't give a fuck. But now he gives a fuck?
My thing is, because he makes the apology, right? And I'm like, you only apologize after the fire has been set. So you didn't apologize to Maya for what you did. You could have apologized right after you did it and been like, oh, I just did it for the show. You didn't do that. And the reason I don't buy any of the shit that he was talking about is because you sexually harassed her before the interview started. That's why I wanted to point out, he went up to her and was like, oh my God, you do adult cosplay? Your boobs are so big. Everything's bigger in Texas. And he says all that shit that had nothing to do with the show. That had nothing to do with. So what did that have to do with pushing the envelope?
Right. And I think that's what I'm confused about too with that particular scene, because it's like they're trying to make, you know, this guy be this, almost kind of like old school thinking mind where it's about ratings, it's about pushing the envelope, almost kind of like the 90s, you know, Jerry Springer, like, the Attitude Era wrestling and stuff like that.
Yeah, they prop him up to be like this sleazy producer that's doing things for ratings and whatnot. He's not doing this thing because he personally feels it. He's doing this because you want it. You, the consumer, you want to see the dark underbelly. You want to know if Maya is sleeping with people in her cosplay. You want to know if she's fucking people dressed up as, I don't know, Asuka from Neon Genesis Evangelion. You want to know all this, right? But no, you want to know, like, you're doing it. That's why I brought up him sexually harassing her before the show started, because I'm like, you said you did this to put food on the table for your kids and wife. What did you asking about her boobs have to do with putting food on the table?
Yeah. Yeah, I just think it's written very, very weirdly. Like, this guy's supposed to be stuck in his old ways, but we're supposed to be sympathetic because he's wanting to fall on the sword. It's like, no, he hasn't done anything that made me want to feel sympathetic at all. I mean, now that he's, like you said, now that he's been caught and everything's being canceled, you know, and everything, now all of a sudden he cares because he has a wife and kid to feed, so to speak. But it's like, you didn't give a fuck when you were asking all these questions. I'm pushing the envelope. I get pushing the envelope. That's what made us get to where we are now, because if everything stayed the same, everything would be boring. But it's like, you know, I feel like there's a time and a place. And also, if you're being rude and sexually harassing somebody, how is that pushing the envelope other than just being a weirdo? You
were literally hitting your assistant director over the head. What the fuck did that have to do with the show? And
am I supposed to feel sorry for this guy? This guy hit the guy on the head and doesn't take his job seriously. I feel like this guy should have been punished more. Honestly, because they were propping him up as being the old guard. And I thought this was going to be one of those things where, oh, he did this, he's going to get canceled, and this is going to bring in the new guard, the people that know how things work now, instead of the people who are stuck in the past. But that never really happened. Instead, this turned into let's learn about anime licensing. Let's learn about cosplay and consent. You know, that's what it turned into.
Like that, because we already made the joke about Vince McMahon, right? And it's like, did he do a lot of things that like help wrestling and, you know, gave us a lot of entertainment? For sure. And that came along with the whole idea of pushing boundaries and whatnot. But that doesn't excuse all the harm that he did over the course of his career with all like the just with all the allegations that, you know, were levied towards him. And it kind of feels like, for me, this is jumping ahead, but it kind of feels like what Decrepit Storm said. Let me read what Decrepit Storm said. Yeah, he basically wants to get away with sexual harassment and dress it up as pushing boundaries and breaking taboos. Sure, it was good that he took some responsibility, but that was the only good part. And it almost feels like the show was trying to lend some credibility to his philosophy, even if the methods were bad. And he also said Mayo was basically trying to stir up trouble and said something like, don't bring bitches like that on again. Yeah.
Yeah. He said that.
Yeah, he did. So, like, when we get to the end of the episode and he dresses up in the cosplay, because Maya's whole thing is like, oh, I would have been okay with, you know, some of the things that you guys were doing if it seemed like you actually were showing respect towards this culture that I love. And I'm like, that's only one sector of it, though, because he wasn't respecting you as a person. That's the bigger issue. You know, he didn't care how you felt about it. He didn't try to like break the ice with you. Nothing. The first time he met you was him sexually harassing you. The last conversation he had with you before this special episode was him sexually harassing you. So it's like, what good faith was even attempted to be built for the sake of entertainment? If your whole thing is for the sake of entertainment, can you at the very least let your performer know like what you're doing and why you're doing it? You don't even have enough decency to do that. She was caught off guard and, you know, just had to deal with your harassment, and it seemed like you only cared when the consequences came to bite you in the ass.
Yeah, definitely feel like there's a time and place when it comes to things like that, because, you know, and I'm not trying to put these things in the same box. I'm just saying, for an example, you know, the Playboy Mansion and the Playboy Bunnies. Of course, you would ask questions like that for those, you know, for the porn stars and everything, because, you know, in the Playboy Mansion, you would expect stuff like that to go on and whatnot. But I feel like when it comes to cosplayers, there's this whole thing where they think just because you look attractive and you dress a certain way, that you are just that you're okay with certain questions being asked to you, when really cosplayers are like, you know, of course there's always going to be different kinds, but I feel like that there's like some that are just straight up just nerds. They're just doing it for fun. They, you know, you bombard them with questions like that. It's like, you know, maybe get to know the person first before you just straight up go, I love you.
Yeah. And then there's like, in the same vein as that, if you go to any of these cons and you see cosplayers, just because people are cosplaying there in public doesn't mean that you could just take pictures of them. You know, you ask permission for that stuff. You show a line of respect and faith, and that's what you should just do as a human being. Like, fuck the whole cosplay culture thing. He should have just been upfront. If he would have been upfront with her and have been like, yo, I want to ask these questions because I think this is going to be exciting for if he would have did that, I would have had a lot more respect. It would have still been sexual harassment because, I mean, that's what you're doing. But you didn't even have the decency to just like be honest with her as a person. You caught her completely off guard. She's thinking she's here because she's a cosplayer and you guys are going to ask her decent questions, and she gets caught off guard. And you're asking her dumbass shit that you would see in Pornhub comments. You know, that's just stupid.
Yep. Exactly. And yeah, I I definitely felt like this, especially that part where it was like, I was waiting for the canceling to happen. I thought that's what we were going to go with, but then it just kind of turned into well, I mean, the canceling started, but, Ultra Ruby or Omega Ruby
Yeah.
is going to salvage this whole thing by doing her thing. Everybody was playing into the palm of her hand, so to speak. And, she was Light Yagami this episode.
Yeah, I think they made a show to show like Ruby's a shitty person now, at least, because she manipulated Maya into going back on the show under the pretense of, oh, you can't just stop at making a social media post. If you really want to get back at them, get back on the show and explain your side and whatnot. And it's like, especially for Ruby as a woman, you don't tell her to go back to the people that completely disrespected her, didn't treat her as a human, go back to that same show and try to explain your side. Yeah, maybe you can explain your side on a different platform, but why would you go back there? And Ruby convinces her that, and they try to wrap it in a bow and make it seem like, bygones be bygones, because he dresses up in a cosplay, he apologizes, she basically accepts the apology because she saw how hard he worked on the cosplay and whatnot. But I just didn't feel that, because I'm like, Ruby manipulated Maya into doing this. I feel like Maya only really saw one side of the transgression, which was him not respecting cosplay culture. And I'm like, it's more than that. You're just not really a good human being because of the things that you did before the thing started, during it, and afterwards. You just shown to be a shitty person. And under all of that, Ruby is the one pulling the strings, making this whole thing happen. Because even in the midst of it unfolding, she's basically promoting B Komachi, because of course she's the big orchestrator of this, so she's giving herself promo. But then she uses Kana to interview my goat. She made an appearance, Abiko. Yeah. She gets Kana to interview her, and before Kana even does it, she's like, hey, I'm Kana from B Komachi, your #1 idol group. So she's using this whole like traumatizing moment on the side of Maya to promote B Komachi, all in all. So it's like, if this girl was your friend, I don't want to know who your enemies are.
Seriously, man. Oh, the Crepisaur said a lot. This obviously has nothing to do with this matter, but I like how EA says you have to get to know someone before saying I love you, when he said that to see on the first episode of the podcast. Anyway, if you feel like if they had just been incompetent with the costume change and just respected cosplay, the response in the latter half of the episode would have been appropriate. But the sexual harassment makes a different matter, and I feel like he got off pretty light. I agree.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like he got off very light. What May said about respect and mutual consent was good, but I feel like in the aftermath, they focused more on the other stuff than the harassment itself. Yeah, it turned into, like I said, a anime licensing documentary about how it works and why it's hard to get stuff. And it's just like, that's cool and all, but what is this poor girl just got treated like trash?
Yeah, because they basically turn it into like, and this is what I really don't like about it, because I would have liked this episode way more if I felt like the response was appropriate, like the punishment or whatever was appropriate. But they kind of treat it as like, oh, it was a miscommunication thing, essentially. The reason why we didn't get to the rights to this is because of this and this and this and this. Explain the whole industry, blah, blah, blah. This is how licenses work. This is how creators get to approve of this. They boil it down into, it's a miscommunication, and that's why it didn't happen. And what that does is it removes personal accountability. Because yes, that can explain the whole cosplay fiasco. It doesn't really explain why he was so laissez-faire about it, because it seemed like he didn't really give a fuck until the assistant director brought it up. So there's that point. But then there's the whole point of him going up to her and being like, "What size is your pussy?" It's like, what the fuck did that have? Was that a miscommunication too? Did someone tell him to do that? Nobody told him to do that. So what did that have to do with miscommunication and licensing and this and that and that? That was just him being shitty. They didn't have to do anything. Like, we're going to put that on cosplay culture too. He's not this grown ass man doesn't know not to go up to a woman and just talk about her boobs when he just met her.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about?
I mean, I know they said that this guy was like somebody that rose up the ladder and was good, and then became like a shitty person later on, or whatever director you want to call it, like somebody that his accountability is like gone and whatnot. So much that he brought it up again as he was having his epic monologue and everything. But I'm just like, yeah, I feel like the appropriate response would have been for him to get fired. Like, I think that would have been like, that's what I was waiting for. I was thinking this was out with the old, in with the new when it came to just his logic, because stuff that used to work in the past isn't the same anymore. And I love the Vince analogy. It's perfect, because I was thinking the same thing, because Vince was great in the 80s, 90s, maybe even a little bit of the 2000s. Like, he was a trailblazer when it came to it. But then there came a point in time when social media and the internet became big, and in the 2010s, it was just, he didn't know what the fuck he was doing anymore, and he needed to be out of that job a long time ago. Yeah. The bad stuff he did, obviously, that was another reason what he needed to leave for. But when it came to the creative mindset of everything, he just didn't have it anymore. And I think it goes with this guy as well. Like, he just needed to be fired, but instead he gets to continue working there. He gets to continue being a douchebag to people, unless all of a sudden now they're going to make him be this nice guy, which I don't know why they would do that now. It's like, we saw this guy as an asshole the whole time. Not this guy who was, "I'm trying to push boundaries. Don't you understand? That's why I hit you on top of the head, because I'm trying to push boundaries."
Yeah. Like, this is not Whiplash, bro. Like, you are not.
Oh my god.
You are not. You are not the asshole for the betterment of the talent getting boosted around you. Like, I don't see that being a thing. They make it a point at the very least to go, like, some people are talented to play things on the straight and narrow, and it work out for them. They can be safe and it works out for them because they're so talented. And he's saying, "I don't got a talent, so I got to do this and that." I more so like that point. But again, it still doesn't take away accountability for some of the things he was doing, because it had nothing to do with the show. And that's why I'm kind of confused on why they even had that in there. Because I feel like a very easy way to write this, and the point doesn't fall apart the way it did at the end, was just have him not do the sexually harass Maya in the beginning. Maybe you have him try to get friendly with Maya in the beginning, not in a sexually harassing way, but he gets friendly with her, and then he tries to cozy up to her, and then he bombards her with those questions, because it's like, it's go time, it's entertainment time. Like, he tried to basically smooth his way into asking these sleazy ass questions, and after he sees the effect of it, he's like, "Oh shit, I was just thinking about the show, I wasn't really thinking about her." And that's when you get what you get. Instead, you show him to be an asshole. He sexually harasses her before the interview. He does it during the interview. He calls her a bitch afterwards. The backlash comes. Then he makes a rant about how he needs to push boundaries and how he needs to be an asshole for everybody's sake, and he needs to put food on the table for his wife and kid. And then he apologizes and puts on this costume and dresses up as a girl, and he's like, "I worked really hard on this cosplay, and I'm sorry. I understand that being bad to cosplayers is not good. It's like, yeah, thanks for apologizing. That's the first step, but that ain't enough.
I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I didn't mean to call you all those nasty things and masturbate to you while I was not on set.
He probably did do that. I wouldn't be
Oh,
surprised.
you kidding? You kidding me? Someone like that? Looking at her saying, "Damn, look at the boobs. I want to see what she looks like after this."
Mind you,
shit. This is
Mind you, that's what he said about Minami before the last episode. Remember, he was like, "Oh, this one's pretty stacked." And I was like, "Wait,
Yeah.
you mean a high schooler?"
She's young. She go. My God, yeah. But he's sorry.
Yeah, like now I'm supposed to just forget all that. Like, okay, now he's going to be better. No,
He's a sexual deviant. He's a sexual assaulter. He's a sexual harasser. He hits people physically, so he's an abuser. But he's sorry. I made this and I poked my finger. It hurt. Boo boo. I got a boo boo on my finger because I sewed this together.
Sheikah got more injuries from training Shirogane. I don't feel sympathetic.
He had all her tears. But Satsuki, the creep, is sorry. He learned his lesson. Because, what did...
Wait, did he?
What did he?
Yeah,
Wait.
Yeah, I wasn't really a big fan of that whole conclusion. I just felt like either the punishment should have been more severe, or they should have never shown him to be so much of a scumbag prior to it.
Yeah, I agree.
That was the problem. But yeah, after that whole thing happens, Aqua confronts Ruby. He's like, "How much of that did you actually plan?" And then Ruby's like, "I'm telling you, Ruby is what was his name? Kaiser from Usual Suspects."
Yeah.
That's her whole thing now. Everything was a part of her plan.
Everything was a part of my plan. I'm Lord Eisen. I was there from the beginning. When you were just a baby.
Wait till we find out that she did something to make sure that she was birthed by I.
My God.
Like she slid like an actual god some money so she could be like, "Yeah, put me in I's pussy." He's like,
What? Wouldn't that just be something? Just the whole, it's like, I'm going to be a famous idol and I'm going to be I's daughter. And this guy, Ruby, he's just, and then, oh my God. I don't know why I just thought of this, but could you imagine if they made it to where the killer, she had some involvement with the person that killed her
"Oh
mom?
my God, that would be so terrible."
That's the Akane, the SOS. That's where that comes from.
She's reacting mentally to the own show.
She's watching the show going, "Man, this is SOS." As Ruby, I said Rudy. As, sorry, Aqua, not Ruby.
Got some similarities.
They're twins, so but yeah, Aqua is right there going, "I'm standing right here. Why are you saying this? Because this shit's so ass. You know what? I don't even want to be with you anymore. You can go ahead and have Hakane. No, I mean Hakane.
Kana.
Hana.
Mhm.
Go ahead and take her. Play some baseball with her for all I care." Walks away, pouting face.
The Cryptosaur says, "So Ruby suggested that they do cosplay, that they do it with Tokyo Blade, knowing it's complicated with the rights." Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised
she
about
was
that
the one
part.
that did that. I thought the director was the one that said that.
You're right. You're right. The director suggested Tokyo Blade because it was popular. Yeah.
And then the AD brought it up and said, I think that'll be a hard thing to do for us to get the rights to do that. And he's just like, just do it. Just tell him.
Yeah.
We'll do it. I'll make sure to call and everything. You'll see.
Then waited until the day before to tell Yoshizumi to check out the rights. And it was clear she was scheming when she said that, and then orchestrated the whole response. See, I think Midnight asked this question when I watched Oshinoko. He was saying, like, who's more conniving, Ruby, this current Ruby, or Aqua? And I was thinking about it. I was like, Ruby, because as bad as like, or as like conniving as Aqua has been, I feel like there was always a hint of him caring for what about the people that he was inevitably, walking over in some of his schemes. And he showed a lot of humanity with people like Akane, for example, with her attempting suicide, where it's like saving her wasn't really a part of his plan or anything, but he showed that humanity. I feel like Ruby is like just trampling over anybody and lying about any type of shit to get what she wants. And it's way worse than Aqua. To
get that attention.
Yeah. Like, because she doesn't care about her friendship with Kana. She's just using her the way she wants to use her. She doesn't care about her friend Minami. She just said, was like, yeah, it's okay to lie and whatever. She didn't really care about what happened to Maya. She just tells her to go back to the people that sexually harassed her because it will make for a good episode.
To your abuser.
Yeah. We'll make a lot of hits with this next episode. It's like, so yeah, it doesn't seem like she cares about any of the people around her. Like, not even a hint of the humanity that existed with Aqua.
Yeah.
Wow. So Aqua looks so much better when you compare her to Ruby.
Yeah. He got rid of the spark in his eyes and became a better person. Now she got the double dark demon eyes, the Omega Ruby eyes of evilness. And this is what we have now. Teehee, I'm evil.
Yeah. I say, who the better manipulator, Aqua or Ruby? Yeah, and I think with Ruby too, I think what helps her manipulate people is because of her already built up image of being kind of ditzy. So if she does end up manipulating people, people kind of don't really realize it because she doesn't really have a reputation for being like really smart. So I think it's easier for her to manipulate people because they just don't, they don't really think that she's up to anything big. Crepustorm said, I saw people talking about how Aqua has tried not to hurt other people on getting revenge, whereas Ruby is now putting other people in bad situations to get her way. Yeah. Y'all know I'm not really a big fan of Aqua, but I can acknowledge whenever it came to his revenge stuff, he didn't really try to trample over people. He may have been like, all right, this person may be collateral damage, so to speak. But it never felt like, all right, I'm gonna get my revenge, and if you end up getting hurt because of this, fuck it. It never felt like that. It always felt like he had some thought as to who was going to get affected by it as in one way or another. But with Ruby, she just crash out mode.
Tee. This is Ditzy Ruby coming in at you, and I will swallow your soul.
How much of that have you planned? What are you talking about?
I didn't do anything, big brother. All of it.
She has the whole Monica thing going on from Doki Doki Literature Club.
God. Yes.
What's the stance?
Yes.
The lean in with the hands behind the back.
Uh-huh. Oh, I don't know. And then you're stuck in a simulation forever with her unless you delete her.
You sure are having a lot of fun with Yuri. What were you up to with Natsuki?
You know what, Monica? It's really none of your business. Just go away.
Oh, really? Well, it'd be a shame if those guys that you like so much just weren't there the next day. What?
Yeah, I mean that would never happen. Yuri, what are you doing with that knife? Yuri, what the bloop? She kills herself. God, that was a crazy ass game. I loved it though, just because of how different it was.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ellie said, baby girl, Yuri, no. Yep, Ruby at this point is intentionally causing damage to a large number of people without giving a shit. Yeah. Even with the thing with Yoshizumi too, because like she's flirting with him and whatnot, you know, knowing that he's going to get the wrong idea to use him in the future. And seemingly she hasn't even really used him for whatever big plan that she has, because if he ends up being a director for a project or something, that's when she really is going to, you know, dupe him with some bullshit. This is just the pre-planning for it, really.
yeah. Poor guy. He's gonna get his heart broken because he's gonna think that she's just being nice to him because she likes him and everything. And then all of a sudden, she's gonna pull one of those. What? Did you think I liked you or something? Yeah. And then his heart's gonna be broken.
Yeah. Evil Omega
Yeah.
Ruby.
But now, I think comes the big question.
Oof.
The big question, because this is now officially episode 3. This is a kill or pass episode. And both of us kind of had our thoughts on this particular episode. And I think it's safe to assume that, you know, you felt a certain way about it. I felt a certain way about it. We maybe we both kind of were like, not the best episode. But is it enough to put away Oshinoko?
We need a dramatic sound effect, like Judge Judy or something.
All right, let me see if I could find one. Let's see.
It's you!
It's you.
Okay, maybe not that one. Can't find anything. Oh, here we go. I don't know. I can't find anything in here.
The Creeper Store said we had shows like Mushoku Tensei that had a controversial episode right after you passed it. At least they had the episode now in the Killer Pass week. That is very true. That is very true. I don't know who wants to go first. Who wants to go first?
I'll do it. I think, you know, I think when it comes to this series, you know, especially a lot of fans say that season 2 was kind of like the peak when it comes to what the series is about. And now we're kind of entering into where people said that it wasn't like their favorite, maybe not the best. And I know a lot of people feel a certain way about the ending. I don't know how close we are to the ending when it comes to season 3 or whatnot, but I'm just going to take it as what we have in front of us right now. So I'm not going to shoot into the future. I'm just looking right now as to what we have. I'm not too sure where this season's going to be going. This episode was definitely a weak entry. Not my favorite. Did not like the execution. I understand that they were trying to talk about anime licensing, but also about how cosplay does not mean consent. But at the same time, I feel like they fumbled everything, you know, when it came to this particular episode. So, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna kill it.
Okay. So for me, my whole dislike of the Ruby direction came in season 2 when we were already getting it. because the whole mark of revenge was passed on to her, and I didn't think that was a good direction because I didn't like it for Aqua, and if I didn't like it for Aqua, I wasn't going to like it for Ruby, who was a character I was somewhat fond of. I kind of like Ruby, so I didn't know how this whole revenge thing was going to play out because, for one, I didn't think it was going to be believable, and two, I just didn't want her to go in that direction because I knew it was going to affect her likability for me. So I'm already assuming Ruby's going to go down a path that she gets worse and worse and worse. But I'm not going to lie to you, EA. I'm still interested to see where the story is going to turn as far as how Aqua is going to deal with it. Because I think that's the more intriguing factor of it. Because Aqua has been through this, and now seeing Ruby doing what she's doing, I'm wondering, because Ruby was kind of oblivious to Aqua trying to get revenge the entire time. But since Aqua's been through it, like the whole circumstance is different. Now maybe he can try to nip in the bud what she's already trying to do. So I am interested in that whole dynamic. I think their dynamic as siblings is the most interesting it could be with this season, with the direction she's going. I thought this director plotline, like you said, the execution was not there. I think this is one of the weaker episodes that I'm going to give this a pass. But I am still very intrigued to see where this goes. I think this for sure is the last courtesy pass I can give it. If we have another 3 episodes where I don't feel any better about this show than I do right now, 100% kill it. But I wanna have one last hurrah. So
Okay.
there we go.
All right. I mean, essentially, it's a clean slate from here because I feel like the director arc is done, but I'm just don't know where it's going to go from here.
You have
Yeah.
been killed.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pass.
3 more weeks. That's all you might get. They're lucky to open it. I really love the opening too.
It is a good opening.
Mhm.
It is both an animation, but also just the music. It's really good.
Yeah. Well, that's essentially the show because we do not have any viewer questions, and I don't think we had any like chat questions. Kind of were just answering things as we went along. So, oh, did I play the kill one?
2? That means it's killed.
You pass.
The thing that
I guess we won't see what happens next week.
the thing that I killed was myself, not the show.
Oh, no.
The show passed.
Oh, no.
Me, however, I think it's time. I'm getting too old for this shit.
No. Maybe that's a precursor. Maybe the show is trying to get killed.
So it's a warning.
Yeah, it's probably a warning. It's probably saying, Sasuke, you don't want to go any further.
Oh,
You remember Future Diary? This is worse.
Oh my god. Oof. Future Diary was that was an adventure in and of itself.
Yes, it was.
But,
Boy, oh boy.
but yeah, no, I am just interested to see how bad it could get in some way. But
I want to see the meme turn to life.
what
How ass does it get?
yeah. This is so ass. I mean, you keep saying that, but it's not a real thing. That's just the edit. So
I'm telling you,
that moment isn't even going to happen.
They're going to do it. They're going to make it a thing. That scene's going to come up, and someone's going to take the audio and they're going to dub it or even switch the subtitles, and they're going to say this shit's so ass just because.
Oh yeah, somebody's going to do that.
Yeah.
Quick, go find the Dragon Balls. No, because you played the pass screen for Frieren while you were on Oshi no Ko, so that cancels out the kill. Hey, see the Cripple Storm. You're hired. That's my PR firm.
Damn. Well, I guess you're the PR firm / assistant director. So that means Satsi's gonna beat the crap out of you now and be misogynistic. So, yeah, have fun with that, Decrepit Storm.
Behemoth cosplayers beware. It's a neat character.
Yeah.
But yeah, no viewer questions, so that will conclude the show. So Crunchyroll's AI subs will translate it. Yeah, they might. That would be hilarious, actually. If it was an official
I would
thing.
laugh my ass off. Yeah. She's just talking about a scene because I don't know. Isn't the real scene like she's just like, because it looks like she's sitting in like a theater or some kind of like audience, and I don't know, maybe I don't know the context of the scene. She's watching something, whether it be a movie or a show, and I'm sure it's like talking about something like, "Oh wow, this is a great show." But yeah, I could see that as a they just somebody's like, "Oh, AI subs. I'm just gonna put this in here. This shit so ass."
I mean, like I said, if it was like an official thing, that would make it so much funnier.
Oh my god, I would love it. I hope they do it. Just to break the system.
Yeah. But yeah, appreciate everybody who joined us tonight for the podcast. We hope to see you next week. Remember, if you want to ask questions, we always have the doc in the description. Click it, ask us questions. We will answer them next week. But yes, appreciate everybody who joined us, and hope to see y'all next week. Toodles. We out.
Later.